What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the One Man Cooking Show, where things don't always work out and sometimes we need to order pizza. But today I'm feeling fairly confident because I'm going to be making a Bulgogi Ramen Burger. Now, I've probably made around 1,000 ramen burgers in my lifetime because I worked at a Korean fusion restaurant called Fraulein Kimchi in Berlin, Germany. But I'm not going to be giving away any of their secret recipes in this video. This is going to be really my DIY, it'll be my own twist on the kimchi ramen burger. So now I have all of the ingredients for the Bulgogi Marinade ready to go into the bowl. The most expensive of which being the gochujang, $10 in my local Harris Teeter. I'm just happy they had it. So we'll start with the gochujang, of which we need 1 tablespoon. Oh yeah, all right, so we'll do a hefty tablespoon here. Here we've got a 1/4 cup of the soy sauce. Try to loosen up the gochujang a little bit. I've also gone ahead and I've grated an entire apple for this, which is gonna go straight into the marinade. I'm gonna try to use that as a loosening agent early here with the gochujang. All right, so now we're starting to get a little bit of something going here. All right, we're gonna be adding fresh garlic and ginger. Smells really good already. It's like a cheat code for any dish. So now we've got 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar. I like to add that kind of towards the end once we have a little bit more stuff in the bowl. And then we're also going to be adding just a few tablespoons of sesame oil. That's my 2nd tablespoon. And I'm just going to try to get this as uniform as possible. It smells really, 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 really good already. This is what we're looking for here. And unbelievably, I'm just gonna be throwing some cheesesteak beef because this is basically ribeye and it's already shaved for me. So instead of buying the ribeye myself, throwing it into the freezer for a while and then having to slice it thin myself, I figured I'd just get some cheesesteak beef at the store. So I'm gonna throw this beef into the marinade and I'll be right back and show you how we're gonna make the ramen buns. We now have the beef in the marinade in the fridge, and we're gonna get started with our ramen bun recipe, which is really darn simple. I feel like there are a number of videos on YouTube already that explain how to make these ramen buns, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it really quick anyway, just for fun. So we're gonna get started with an egg. This is our biggest binding agent. Then I'm gonna go with a tablespoon of cornstarch. And believe it or not, what I like to do is I actually like to use the chicken flavor from the ramen packets. So instead of just throwing this away, we do have a use for it. This and a little bit of water. But this is basically our slurry here, and we just want to use it to make sure that the ramen sticks together when we're going to fry it. And I actually went all over town looking for plastic forms to use that I might be able to freeze you know, these little ramen buns in. And in the end, what I used was basically just a soup can and some foil that I had at the house. So I put the soup can right on top of the foil and I just bent the foil up. And from what I can tell, it's gonna work. This ramen has basically been cooked in hot boiling water for around 2 minutes. And then what I did was I took it out of that water and I put it under cold water. And this is really al dente stuff. Like, we don't need this ramen to be cooked all the way because we're still gonna fry it after the fact. And on my calculations, I might have way too much here. I probably could have just rolled with 1 of the ramen packets, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make 6 buns out of this. If I have enough, maybe I'll do 8. Maybe you can get 4 buns or 2 total burgers from 1 packet of ramen. I'm gonna take a little mini handful of the cold slurried ramen noodles, and I'm just gonna put them into my little foil here. And what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna stack them. So I'll put this to the side. And you know, I mean, you can guesstimate however many ramen noodles you think makes 1 good-sized bun. I don't know. It ain't rocket science, folks. The recipe is officially 2 total buns per 1 ramen packet. I have made way too many noodles here. I think it's just out of habit because I'm used to making hundreds and hundreds of these ramen buns at a time. So what are you gonna do? I'm only gonna pick up 1. So I've got a full set of ramen buns ready to go into the freezer. And we're back. We've had the beef in the marinade for about an hour and a half. an hour 45 minutes now. I would prefer to go at least 2 hours, and honestly overnight if I could, and I can because I have a whole bunch. So I'll probably make, and I have more ramen buns too, so I'll probably make another one tomorrow and see if that's a lot better, just so that the marinade has had more time to do its work. But in the meanwhile, for today, I've made a Sriracha Mayo, which is just the hot chili sauce made by Sriracha brand with some mayo. I didn't really measure it. I just kind of went by eye until it was sort of this color. Here I have some pickled radish, and I basically just I sliced the radish really thin, and then I used some rice vinegar and a little bit of white granulated sugar, and that was that. I've got some arugula, or rocket as they call it in the UK, and I've got some green onion. On top of the beef, I'm eventually gonna put some Muenster cheese, and I'm really hoping these ramen buns work out, because I mean, they're not really that frozen, but we're gonna give it our best shot. We're back. We're back. And we have meat in the pan, and I'm basically gonna be cooking this up like a cheesesteak, a Korean cheesesteak, if you will, for lack of a better term. And you can already smell, I can smell the sugar, the brown sugar and the apple. And it's smelling really good. I'm gonna put this on, I had it on high heat to get the pan going. I wanted to sear the beef a little bit, but now I'm gonna get it a little bit lower and just let that cook in the marinade. Now it's time to cook the ramen buns. Just a little bit of vegetable oil under those ramen buns. The bulgogi beef didn't need anything. It's just cooking in its own marinade. I think we're just about ready to flip these ramen buns for the first time. And, oh, they might have stuck together a little bit, but oh, we seem to be okay. Oh yeah. That's basically what we're looking for, folks. Yep. I have these on medium heat right now, and yeah, those are looking really crispy. Or kross, as they say in German. Okay, so we have the side view of the ramen burgers now, or the ramen buns, excuse me, now that they've been flipped one time. Okay, so we're here with the final product. It's taken me a little bit to get to this point. I've been working on the thumbnail. But I tell you what, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. You gotta be really careful frying off these ramen buns because they'll burn in a second. So medium to low heat the whole way through, which is kind of what I did with the bulgogi beef because it's just cheesesteak beef. And might I say, it worked really well so far. From what I can tell, from the smell and the ease of cooking it, it's been really convenient so far. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to taste this bad boy. I'm excited. We've finally gotten to the end result. We made it. I'm so hungry. Oh, look at that. We're gonna go in for the kill. Point on it, right? We're gonna do the point. Look at that yumminess. We're gonna go in for the kill. You know what? I'm gonna let this marinade go for another day because it could even use more marinade, but woo doggy, this is really good. This really reminds me of being in Berlin and being at Fräulein Kimchi's. We're missing the kimchi, of course. I'm not gonna make kimchi on this channel because there are so many great channels out there that have made kimchi on YouTube, so I'm gonna leave it to them. But maybe next time I'll buy some kimchi, you know, at the local Asian market so that I can put it on my kimchi ramen burger. But let me tell you, this is really tasty. I'm glad I made 4 full buns so I can make one up for my mom later tonight. I'm really excited. I don't think she's had a ramen burger before. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been the One Man Cooking Show, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Cheers. This is yummy, man. Oh!